Renewed violence has rocked the Central African Republic despite efforts by the new government to bring peace and reconciliation among the various ethnic groups and political factions. Africa 54 Esther Githui-Ewart has the details.
There was an exchange of fire on October 24th between the UN peacekeeping mission and armed gunmen in the capital Bangui as hundreds of protesters marched calling for the mission's departure. The mission, known as MINUSCA, was established in 2014 after the country was rocked by chaos in early 2013 when fighting broke out between mostly Muslim Seleka rebels and anti-Balaka Christian militias. Didier Fabrice Balodeng, an internet technology engineer, was among the protesters.
We have seen that their mission has no use and it's just better that they leave.
Civil society groups joined critics of the UN mission Monday, saying they're not doing enough to protect civilians. The groups called for a general strike to pressure the mission to leave the country. Speaking to the UN Security Council members, Avela de Souza, the UN Under-Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations, says the situation in the Central African Republic remains fragile.
Recent events demonstrate that the situation remains fragile and spoilers are still active on both sides. Central African institutions must also increase their efforts to stop attacks against humanitarian actors and help create conditions for the return of refugees and displaced persons.
Intercommunal and interreligious strife remains rife in the country. President Faustin Touadera is calling for peace and reconciliation following an attack on refugees in Kagabandoro, a town north of the country, in which 30 people were killed and more than 50 wounded. Armed Seleka militia groups stabbed and hacked the refugees to death, saying they were avenging the recent killing of 4 young Muslims in the town. President Touadera toured the displacement camp.
Our message is quite simple. It is forgiveness, reconciliation, and social cohesion. They are really the only things that will allow us to get out of this situation. There is no other solution.
Inside the camp, refugee Angel Bari expressed her frustration.
They killed us and stole from us and took all our belongings. Look where we are right now. We sleep outside. It's not good. We sleep on the ground. There are mosquitoes, and we sleep in the mud. We are suffering. We have no clothes. It's like we are worthless. It is as if we are strangers on our own soul.
Thousands of people have been killed in the 3-year-long political crisis in the Central African Republic, and more than 2.3 million people are still in dire need of humanitarian assistance. Esther Githui-Ewart, VOA News, Washington.